Hello there guys, welcome to another of my live videos, and on this video there is lots to negotiate about. So I am going to be giving you an update on some of Liverpool's transfer news like I have been doing on a regular basis. Then after that I am going to be giving you an update on some of Arsenal's transfer news. So let's start, with some of Liverpool's transfer news. So, according to Tutto Mercato Web, which is an Italian publication, they have said, I think in the last couple of days, that Liverpool have expressed an interest in Kalidou Koulibaly from Napoli, and reportedly Liverpool have held negotiations with Napoli over the possibility of signing Kalidou Koulibaly. Now, if Liverpool, could get Kalidou Koulibaly on the board, they would be open to selling Joe Matip. Now, of course, a lot of Liverpool fans would be excited about the prospects of Kalidou Koulibaly playing alongside Virgil van Dijk in their back line. Now, of course, don't forget, my club, Manchester United, have been, relentlessly linked with Kalidou Koulibaly in the past. I think, Kalidou Koulibaly did tell the Napoli president back in March, that he wanted to leave Napoli. Obviously, Manchester City have also been in for him because, they're also in search for a centre-half because, obviously, I think City lost Vincent Kompany, was it last year? Obviously, John Stones could be leaving them, possibly Otamendi could be leaving them, so they're in search for a centre-half. My club, Man United, are in search for a centre-half, but I'll reiterate what I've said before. I'm very, very sceptical, that we'll sign a centre-half in the summer transfer market because, we've got a lot of centre-halves in our team. We've got Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof that are our first choice centre-halves. You've got Bayern, Tuan Zebe that are our backup centre-halves. Obviously, you've got Foster Mensah that can play as a centre-half. Obviously, it's very, very likely, we're going to get rid of Phil Jones in the summer transfer market because he's like our fifth choice centre-half. We've obviously now got Rojo and Smalling, who I think, we are going to get rid of on permanent transfers because, of course, we've got Smalling out on loan at Roma at the moment and we've got Rojo out on loan at Estudiantes and that. So, yeah, but I'm very, very sceptical, to be quite honest with you, that Liverpool will get Kalidou Koulibaly on the board. I think Liverpool would probably have to pay a similar fee, to what they paid for Virgil van Dijk, to convince Napoli to offload him. Because I think, before this coronavirus pandemic, I think it did say Kalidou Koulibaly was valued at around £100 million, something like that. But now, reportedly, in the summer, he would be available for around £70 million, would Kalidou Koulibaly. So, yeah, so like I said, Liverpool paid £75 million for Virgil van Dijk. He's the second most expensive centre-half in the world, but he is the best centre-half in the world, is Virgil van Dijk. Liverpool did get him from Southampton back in January 2018. So Virgil van Dijk has been at Liverpool now over 2 years. Just over 2 years he has been at Liverpool. Don't forget, Virgil van Dijk reflects on his good performances, won Premier League Player of the Season. He's also won PFA. I think there was also a period as well where no player managed to dribble past him. So that just indicates how good Virgil van Dijk is. Now, Liverpool's first choice centre-halves at the moment are Virgil van Dijk and Joe Gomez. Obviously, their backup centre-halves are Joe Matip and Dejan Lovren. But just imagine, if Liverpool did get Kalidou Koulibaly. Just imagine that if that did happen. Now, Kalidou Koulibaly, of course, is now into his 6th season with Napoli. So he has been a long-serving player for them. Kalidou Koulibaly, I think, has made around 233 appearances for Napoli in all competitions. Now, I think he's still got around 3 years remaining on his contract with Napoli. He is under contract with them until 2023. Now, if Napoli, were to sell him in the summer, they would make a huge profit on the player because Napoli, I think, only paid around, was it £6 or £7 million from Genk. Before he was at Genk, he was at Metz. Well, he actually, began his career at Metz. And I think he's in his late 20s. He's like 28 or 29 years of age. Kalidou Koulibaly. Of course, he hasn't played in the Premier League as yet. But I think, he would, do very, very well if he did come to the Premier League, Kalidou Koulibaly. But reiterate what I said, my club, have been relentlessly linked with him. Don't forget last summer, we tried getting Kalidou Koulibaly on the board. I think we had a couple of bids turned down for Kalidou Koulibaly last summer, but Napoli, were not willing to offload the player last summer. So that's one of the main explanations, why we did not get him on the board. So yeah, Camo Web, which is an Italian publication, they've come out and basically said that Liverpool have opened negotiations up with Napoli over the possibility of signing Kalidou Koulibaly. So this is stemming from the Italian press. So yeah. But it would be unbelievable, if Liverpool did get him on the board, because Kalidou Koulibaly is regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world. I definitely think he's in the top four, and he's definitely, he's in the top four, top five, definitely. Obviously, I've got to say Alisson is the best goalkeeper in the world at the moment, or one of them, not overall, but I've got to say at this present time, he is one of the best. And Liverpool, did pay £67 million for him from Roma, was it? Back in 2018, was it? And he's also done very, very well for Liverpool. He's actually, the second most expensive goalkeeper in the world is Alisson. So that's the latest news on that. Now I just want to give you some news on Timo Werner from RB Leipzig. I have been keeping up to date of what's been going on with him on a regular basis. Now, according to recent reports, Timo Werner has turned down a move to Bayern Munich because, as you all know, Bayern Munich have expressed their interest in Timo Werner. Timo Werner's already made it clear, he's made the admission, he's basically said, he wants to make a move to Liverpool. He's been talking a hell of a lot about Liverpool recently. Don't forget, back in February, Timo Werner, did describe Jurgen Klopp as one of the best managers in the world. Don't forget, my club have expressed an interest in Timo Werner, but his preference is a move to Liverpool. Now, as far as I'm aware, at the moment, Liverpool have not yet lodged a bidding for Timo Werner. He's a cheap solution. Timo Werner is available for around £52 million because he has got a £52 million release clause in his contract with RB Leipzig. So, like I said, he is a cheap solution. The RB Leipzig sporting director, he came out recently, the other week I think it wasn't too long ago though, and he said, there's been no approach for the player, or there's been no kind of contact, so that's what the RB Leipzig sporting director had come out and said. Now, Timo Werner, is a very, very good player, and like I said, he hasn't played in the Premier League as yet, but again, I think, he would tear the Premier League apart. Also, his versatility is very, very good. His versatility is very, very good. Now, Timo Werner is into his fourth season at RB Leipzig. He has scored around 88 goals in 150 appearances in all competitions, and I think around 72 goals in the Bundesliga. And he's still got a contract with RB Leipzig until 2023. Don't forget, Liverpool have done business with RB Leipzig before, because don't forget, they got Naby Keita back off them. So if Liverpool were to sign Timo Werner, Timo Werner and Naby Keita would be reuniting. Now, don't forget, Timo Werner became the youngest player to make 50, 100, 150 and 200 Bundesliga appearances. Leipzig did pay €10 million for him from Stuttgart back in 2016. And I also thought he was very, very good at Stuttgart. Became the youngest player to ever represent them, and also became their youngest ever goal scorer, did Timo Werner in that. But, I think Liverpool can get a, deal over the line for Werner. I think Liverpool can only get Timo Werner. They can only get Timo Werner if they do sell one of their attacking trio in Salah, Firmino or Mane. And I think, they are definitely open to selling Sadio Mane, because Mane has been linked with a move to Real Madrid. But I think Werner would go well alongside Salah and Firmino in Liverpool's attacking line. I really, really do. But Liverpool have been relentlessly linked with the player. So that's the latest news on him. Obviously, I give you the news, didn't I, on Kylian Mbappe not too long ago. I reiterate some of the stuff I mentioned, regarding Kylian Mbappe right now. So I'm very, very sceptical, that Liverpool will sign Kylian Mbappe, to be quite honest with you. I think they'd rather get Timo Werner on the board, because he's a much cheaper solution than Kylian Mbappe. And one of the main explanations why I think it's unlikely, because Liverpool won't pay £250 million for Kylian Mbappe, which is a world record fee. Now, it did say not too long ago that obviously Jurgen Klopp had phoned Kylian Mbappe's father up over a possible transfer and that. And it did actually, say that Liverpool had a master plan to sign Kylian Mbappe in the summer of 2021. So obviously, they can get him like maybe for half of the £250 million. It did even say, though, if Liverpool were to get him in the summer of 2021, it'd still cost them in the £170 odd million range. Also, in the summer of 2021, Kylian Mbappe will only have a year remaining on his PSG contract, because at the moment he's got a couple of years remaining. He's under contract with PSG until 2022. Yes, he is in that. But yes, so very, very sceptical that Liverpool will sign Mbappe. Don't get me wrong, if Liverpool did get Mbappe on the board, it would be one of the biggest narratives in football in history. But Mbappe, has been at PSG, is it around 3 years now? I think this has been his third season with them, and he's scored around 90 goals in 120 games. He is only at the age of 21. He's only the age of 21 is Mbappe. But as it stands now, Mbappe is the second most expensive player in the world, because PSG did get him on loan. Then, of course, they did decide to get him permanently, and I think then they paid around £166 million in transfer fees for the player. I think actually, people believe he'll end up going to Real Madrid if he does leave PSG and that. But yeah, very, very sceptical, that Liverpool will sign him. Don't forget they've also been in for, is it Diego Carlos from Sevilla, he's been another player on their agenda. But, Liverpool, of course, do want to make signings in the summer transfer market, because, Liverpool do want to continue this dominance up. Now, they did sign one player back in the January transfer window, and that was Takumi Minamino. They paid $7.25 million for Takumi Minamino. Like I said, he tends to play in the cup games and that, but seldom starts in the Premier League. Maybe he could get more opportunities going on into next season. Could Takumi Minamino? It does mention, that Liverpool have got a wealthy transfer budget, because I don't think they recruited anyone in last summer. Well, they didn't make any big signings last summer. I think, as far as I'm aware, they only got Adrian on a free. Was it last summer, if I can remember rightly? Yeah. So, there you go and that. Like I said to you, Liverpool will probably get rid of around 5 players in the summer transfer market. I think, they'll definitely get rid of Nathaniel Klein. Nathaniel Klein's very, very injury prone, and I think Liverpool have got strong reservations about him. Klein is basically a backup to Trent Alexander-Arnold, because Trent Alexander-Arnold is Liverpool's first choice right back. So, yeah, I think they'll definitely get rid of Nathaniel Klein. Maybe they could get around maybe in the 15 or 20 odd million pound range for Klein if they sell him. I think, they'll probably get rid of Adrian, or they'll try and get rid of Adrian. Adrian is Liverpool's second choice goalkeeper, but he's been criticised a lot, reflecting on the calamitous mistakes he has made. He has cost Liverpool some points this season, as Adrian, so I think they'll, try and get rid of him. I think they'll get rid of Dejan Lovren. I think he's been very, very inconsistent for Liverpool, Dejan Lovren. I think Adam Lallana is expected to leave them on a free transfer at the end of the season. So I think, he's on his way. I don't think Adam Lallana has been a bad player for Liverpool. He just isn't one of their first choice midfielders. Origi, they could possibly move him on. Like I said to you, I think Origi is a very, very good backup for Liverpool. I think one of the best games he enjoyed as a Liverpool player was the game last season, when Liverpool did beat Barcelona by 4 goals. And I think he actually, scored twice in that game, did Dick Origi, but he's a good backup. Same sort of thing with Shaqiri, good backup, but most of his appearances come from the substitutes bench. Just Shaqiri, he's basically, not a 90-minute player. So I think Liverpool will also consider offloading him. And like I said, if they can get Werner, then I think, they'll obviously, then get rid of Sadio Mane. But Liverpool can generate around £100 million for Sadio Mane, definitely not. But yeah, I think Liverpool, will make signings in the summer. Like I said, Liverpool have been exceptional, this season. Of course, don't forget, Liverpool went on a 44 match unbeaten run. Obviously, Watford were the team to end their 44 match unbeaten run. But Liverpool have only lost one game this season in the Premier League. I think they've lost, is it like 6 or 7 games in all competitions. Before that defeat to Watford, Liverpool's last league defeat was to Manchester City last season. And that Anfield is a fortress because I think Liverpool still remain like 50 odd games unbeaten at Anfield in the Premier League. Of course, Liverpool only need 2 wins as it stands now to clinch their first ever Premier League title and to end their 30-year drought because, Liverpool have not won the league for 30 years and they are sitting 25 points clear of Manchester City. Now, like I mentioned to you yesterday, yes, it was yesterday, the Premier League, of course, had a meeting to establish plans for the remainder of the season. Now, they have come out with a statement because I think the meeting was like 4 hours long. Now, reportedly, they're going to have another meeting next week, to discuss things further. Now, it does remain uncertain, whether the season is going to resume or not. You're getting some people saying it should resume and you're getting some people saying the season should be void. Now, of course, Liga 1, which is in France, they've obviously cancelled their season, but PSG, of course, did get awarded the title. Merry Device, they also cancelled their season. So there's still been some talks, saying that Liverpool's title, could be void. That's what I've been hearing. But I don't think, it will be void. I think Liverpool will get the title. There's also been rumours emerging out, saying that if the season doesn't resume, then, there could be 23 teams in the Premier League next season. No teams relegated and 44 fixtures in total. But, to be quite honest with you, I don't see that happening. But the football season has been suspended since the 9th of March. It has been suspended now for a good, is it 6 or I think about 7, nearly 8 weeks now, should I say. It has been suspended. There's been rumours, saying that, the season will resume on the 8th of June. And the Premier League said, they want the season completed by the 31st of July. So Champions League and Europa League games, can be played in August. There was talks about it resuming on the 6th of June as well. But obviously, these 92 games to play in all competitions. I definitely know if the season resumes, it will be played behind closed doors due to public health reasons. And there's been rumours saying that games could be aired free on television. Obviously, them having to be played behind closed doors. I heard a rumour as well saying that games will be played behind closed doors until 2021. So there's all sorts of narratives, coming out of the mainstream media. But I can't see Liverpool being denied the Premier League title. But, if they win it, it will be their 19th overall because, they have won 18 Old First Divisions at the moment. And, of course, it will be Jurgen Klopp's 4th major honour as Liverpool manager because Jurgen Klopp has won 3 major honours at the moment. Of course, he won the FIFA Club World Cup earlier on in the season. He won the Super Cup earlier on in the season. And he won the Champions League at the end of last season. Like I mentioned to you before, Liverpool have won 6 Champions Leagues. So, out of the English clubs, they have won the most Champions Leagues, have Liverpool. Of course, Jurgen Klopp has been a long-serving manager now for Liverpool. He's now into his 5th season with them. And I think he's managed over 250 odd games in all competitions. He has spent around £460 million at Liverpool since he got recommended in. Of course, Liverpool is only the 3rd club that he's managing in his managerial career because before Jurgen Klopp was at Liverpool, he was at Borussia Dortmund. I think he did win a couple of titles at Borussia Dortmund. And obviously, before he was at Borussia Dortmund, he was at Mainz 05. I think he actually, got sacked from Mainz 05 because I think he got Mainz 05 relegated, if I am correct. Yes, he did in that. He got Mainz 05 relegated. But like I said to there's quite a lot of players in Liverpool's squad that I think have foreseeable futures for them. I think definitely Trent Alexander-Arnold is their foreseeable future. Obviously, he's spent the entirety of his career with Liverpool, so far. He's been at Liverpool for several years. He's Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think he's regarded as one of the best right-backs in the Premier League. Maybe, Andrew Robertson is a foreseeable future for Liverpool. Of course, Liverpool paid £3 million for him from Hull. I've got to say Virgil van Dijk is the foreseeable future for them. You know, Fabinho, I've got to say, he could be the foreseeable future for them. Fabinho is one of their first choice midfielders. Don't forget, Henderson, could be the foreseeable future for them. Got to say, I think Henderson, has enjoyed a very, very good season for Liverpool. Let's put that into the equation. Firmino, maybe, he could be the foreseeable future for them. So these quite a lot of players that have got foreseeable futures with Liverpool, definitely. I think they've also got a lot of good young players coming through as well. Like I mentioned before, they've got that Nico Williams. You can also say he's a backup to Trent Alexander-Arnold as well, especially if they can get rid of Klein. Van der Beek, he doesn't seem a bad player. They've obviously got Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones. They've got like Larouche, who I don't really rate, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, they have got a lot of good young players coming through, definitely. A lot of good young players coming through. But like I've said, Jurgen Klopp, very, very good manager. And he has got a contract with Liverpool until 2024 as Jurgen Klopp. Don't forget, he extended his contract earlier on in the season. And he could actually see out his contract, could Jurgen Klopp. It remains unknown at the moment, whether he will see out his contract. But yeah, not just a lot of players at Liverpool have got foreseeable futures with them. I think Jurgen Klopp's got a foreseeable future with Liverpool. But, when he does eventually decide to leave Liverpool, I think he will make a return back to Germany. I really, really do, and that he'll make a return back to Germany. But like I've said before, Liverpool have had a lot of good managers up and down the generations. But I think Jurgen Klopp is the best manager that they've had in this generation, I've got to say. Before they had Jurgen Klopp, they had Brendan Rodgers. Of course, Brendan Rodgers enjoyed one good season with Liverpool. Actually, Liverpool should have won the league back in the 2013-14 season. They came very, very close. Obviously, before they had Rodgers, they had Kenny Dalglish. Thought he was a good player, but wasn't a good manager. Roy Hodgson, I thought he was a very, very poor manager for them. They've had Rafa Benitez. I think they won the Champions League under him. They had Gerard Houllier and that. But yeah, Liverpool have had a hell of a lot of good managers up and down the generations. And like I've said to you before, Liverpool have been sensible with their recruitment. Very, very sensible with their recruitment. Liverpool are not really known for overpaying for players. Like I said to you, they paid, 20 million for Henderson. 20 million for Henderson, 30 odd million for Salah, was it, from Roma. Salah's been at Liverpool quite a few years now. He's a good player, I just don't think he's had that clinical element throughout the course of this season. They paid 30 odd million for Mane. Didn't they get Firmino for around 10 or 11 million pounds? What? 75 million for Van Dijk. In a way, you can say they didn't overpay for him, because look how good he's done at Liverpool, Virgil van Dijk. So yeah, they have been very, very sensible, with their recruitment. But, if Liverpool want to continue this dominance up, they've got to, get more players in. Liverpool as well, don't forget, came close to winning it last season. They finished on 97 points last season. They only lost the league by a point last season. And, like I said, Liverpool want to finish on 100 points. They want to break Manchester City's record from a couple of years ago. I think they're like, is it a good 4 or 5 wins from getting 100 points and that? But there you go. So that's the latest on all of Liverpool's, news. But I also do believe in maybe the next couple of years' time, Liverpool probably will sell Salah. Like I said, they could sell Firmino in the summer. I think maybe Naby Keita won't be sold in the summer, but I think he could be sold next year or in the next couple of years' time. I also probably believe that, Matip will be moved on. If they were to get Koulibaly, could be moved on in the summer. Milner, he's still going very, very strong. But obviously, look at his age. He's in his early 30s now. So, he's coming to an end of his footballing career, is James Milner. Chamberlain, he could be the foreseeable future for Liverpool. He's sustained a lot of injuries for Liverpool as Chamberlain, but I think, he has done very, very well for them. I can't remember how much they paid for him from Arsenal, to be quite honest with you. So, yeah, so that is the latest news on all of that. Now, let's delve into some of Arsenal's news. So, I have been giving you an update on some of Arsenal's transfer news, haven't I, on a regular basis, because Arsenal are desperate to make signings. Now, of course, Arsenal want an adequate replacement for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang because it is looking very, very imminent that, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is going to be leaving them. So, one striker, that's been on their agenda, and that is Wissam Ben Yedder from Monaco. Now, I think I gave you the news about Wissam Ben Yedder quite a few days ago now, was it? It also says my club, Manchester United, have expressed their interest in him. I think it says Madrid have been in for him. I think it also mentioned Liverpool as well. Now, Wissam Ben Yedder is valued at around £40 million. So he's a cheap solution, isn't he? He's valued at around £40 million. Of course, this has been his first season with Monaco. Obviously, Monaco did pay £35 million for him from Sevilla last summer because he actually, triggered his £35 million release clause. And he has got a contract with Monaco, until 2024 as Wissam Ben Yedder. Now, Wissam Ben Yedder did endure 3 years with Sevilla. Of course, I think he scored around, 70 goals in 138 games for them. Before he was at Sevilla, he was at Toulouse, was Wissam Ben Yedder, and I think he scored 71 goals in 174 appearances for Toulouse. So he's highly experienced, because he's like 29 years of age, is Wissam Ben Yedder. And I think he's actually, a very, very good player, of course. Hasn't played in the Premier League as yet. So I think he did mention that there's been up to around 5 clubs that have expressed their interest in the player. Like I said, we're in for him because, we're in search for the striker. Of course, Real Madrid, they've got quite a few players on their agenda. So, yeah, so he's one striker on Arsenal's agenda who could replace Aubameyang. Don't forget also, too, Arsenal have expressed an interest in Odsonne Edouard from Celtic. Reportedly, Arsenal will have to pay £25 million to get Edouard from Celtic. So, he's been another striker on their agenda who could replace Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Now, I think Arsenal have made their decision on Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and it's looking very, very imminent now. He is going to be leaving. Arsenal have already revealed their asking price for Aubameyang, and Arsenal have said, they want around £30 million for him. So Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is a cheap solution. Arsenal, have been doing everything they can to try and convince him to sign a new contract because Arsenal do know how much of an imperative player he is. Of course, you had Aubameyang's father the other week advising him to sign a new contract with them. But I think it confirmed that Arsenal have already pulled the plug on contract talks with Aubameyang. But Arsenal, basically, want to cash in for Aubameyang this summer rather than letting go on a free transfer in the summer of 2021 because that's when his current contract does expire. Now, of course, a few clubs have been in for Aubameyang. Chelsea have been in for him. We've expressed an interest in him. Real Madrid, Barcelona, they've also been in for him. He said the other week that Inter Milan had expressed their interest in, Aubameyang. It actually, said that Aubameyang had spoken to a few Inter Milan players and it said Inter Milan were emerged as the favourites to sign him. So there you go. Aubameyang has been at Arsenal for over 2 years now. Just over 2 years he's been there. Arsenal, of course, did pay £56 million for him from Borussia Dortmund, so he's one of Arsenal's most expensive signings. I think he's on around 200 grand a week with them. But I think he's worth at least double, than what Arsenal are demanding. I think he's worth in the 60 or 70 odd million pound range, but maybe they're not going to get that with him only having, a year left on his contract. Aubameyang has scored 49 Premier League goals in 75 Premier League appearances. And Aubameyang has got 61 goals in 97 appearances in all competitions. So he's done very, very well at Arsenal. Of course, I thought he also enjoyed a good 5 years at Borussia Dortmund, before he went to Arsenal. He's played for Monaco, St Etienne in the past as well as Aubameyang. And he's in his early 30s. Predominantly a central striker, but he can also play out wide, can the player. But I don't think he's the only player Arsenal will sell in the summer. There's been rumours saying, they are going to get rid of Lacazette. There's been actually, rumours saying, Lacazette, could leave Arsenal as part of a swap deal of them getting Thomas Partey in that. So Lacazette could be moved on. Possibly, Arsenal could move Ozil on. They could possibly, get rid of Lucas Torreira. Granit Xhaka, he's another player that could move on. But like I've said to you before, that's the problem with Arsenal. They're too much of a selling club. They do sell all their best players because they have lost quite a few of their imperative players in recent years. Like I said to you, they lost Alexis Sanchez back in January 2018. Obviously, he left as part of a swap deal with Mkhitaryan joining them. Sanchez did enjoy a good 3.5, 4 years with Arsenal, so they made a bad mistake getting rid of him. Of course, don't forget, they got rid of Jack Wilshere after he was, I think, a long servant for them. Don't forget they lost Aaron Ramsey back in the summer of 2019, which was last year. And he enjoyed 11 years with Arsenal, and Arsenal did let him go on a free transfer to Juventus. Don't forget, they let Olivier Giroud join Chelsea. That's another imperative player they let go because I thought Olivier Giroud was a very, very good player. Don't forget they let Samir Nasri go and that. So Arsenal have let quite a few of their imperative players go. I think what Arsenal need to do is they need to buy more into their football club and that. Now, like I said, Arteta has made signings so far. He's got 2 players on loan. He got Pablo Mari in January from Flamengo. But Arsenal do have the option to make the deal permanent. And they also got Cedric Soares from Southampton, don't forget, did Arsenal. So, he got 2 players on loan in January. Arteta is looking to make his first permanent signing as Arsenal manager and that. Of course, they did recruit quite a few players in last summer, like I mentioned. They got Tierney in, Dani Ceballos, but I'm very, very sceptical that Arsenal are going to get Dani Ceballos on a permanent transfer. William Saliba is expected to join them in the summer transfer market as well. I think he could be joining them in June, William Saliba. Arsenal got him from St Etienne. Also, too, they got Nicolas Pepe for £70 million. So they did recruit quite a few players, when they did have Unai Emery. Yes, they did got Luiz in as well, didn't they? David Luiz for around £8 million or something like that. But there you go. Also, to Arsenal have been in for Willian, but Willian to Arsenal could be in doubt due to the wage demand. So for Willian to go to Arsenal, Chelsea need to lower their wage demands for the player because Chelsea resigned to losing Willian on a free transfer and that. But it's a transition period for Arsenal. Definitely Arteta will get another season at least with them. I don't think it's a foreseeable future for Arsenal, but he deserves another season because he's still in the process of rebuilding Arsenal Football Club. He's their 3rd manager this season because before they had him, they had Lundberg and, of course, they had Unai Emery. So let's just put that into the equation. So, yeah. So that's everything to update you today, guys. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always and take care. God bless and I'll see you all again very, very soon.